Well, g'day, Max here again, welcome back to the shop. Well, today's the day Mr. Bozo came to town. I think he came to Perth to escape the coronavirus and he came to see me. So, yeah, we made a bit of a, well, yeah, it's a cock up. No other word for it, I cocked up. So what we've ended up with, lucky we made a few of these extra harvests. So we're going to end up with 2 standard ones and 2 short series ones. So if you follow along, you'll see what's happened. Okay, we're ready to do a trial test cut, make sure we're cutting the right pitch. One thing with cutting this thread, I'm running the lathe at its slowest speed. That's because we're not using a thread relief, we're using the quick draw method. Quick draw McGraw. That means you've got to pull the tool out at the same spot as close as you can every time, otherwise you'll smash the end of the tool off. Now this is the proper way to thread on a manual lathe. The thing nowadays, you see a lot of everyone's doing thread reliefs, and that just makes it easy, but you get a lot of jobs where you're not allowed to do thread reliefs, like threads on the end of hydraulic cylinders. On the rods, you can't do thread reliefs. I've got one here. Yeah, here's the end of one here, and they're all the same. None of them have thread reliefs on them, so it's just a matter of pulling out at the right time, and everything should be tickety-boo. Okay, we've blued it up. We're just going to take a trial cut now to check our pitch. And there's that poxy bloody dog again next door. And I think we're looking alright. The neighbour's going off at his dog. Now that's matching up pretty, yeah, no, it looks to be right. I shit myself first. I thought, when I first picked the gauge up, I put it on, oh, that's not 1.5, but I had still had the imperial gauge out from when we done the other arbor, so we'll get that one away so we won't get confused. We'll cut some threads. We'll also use the Sharpie to mark off the cross slide dial for each cut, so we know where we're at as we're cutting this thread direct off the cross slide, not the compound. So what we'll do, we'll just put a small chamfer on first, and then we'll get a 0 position for our tool, and we're only going to go in probably 35, about 35 thou depth, because it will be an oversized thread, and after heat treatment and grinding, then we'll finish the thread. Put our small chamfer on. Zero position for our tool. So we're going to cut this in the lathe slowest speed because we're using the quick draw method and not a thread relief. So we'll take a cut, and being we're cutting a metric thread on an imperial lead screw, we have to keep the half nuts engaged. So I'll just have to wait for my number to come around and we'll take a trial cut. We'll speed it up till our number comes around. I usually pick number 1 on the cross on the threading dial for this, as it's an easy number to remember. So here we go. Okay, last cut. Well, just because some of us have one of these, it doesn't eliminate us from stupid things like misreading a bloody thread chart. So we're supposed to be cutting 1.5 pitch, so our lever positions are C1, not C3, you knobhead. So what we've done is we've cut 2 perfect threads, 1.25 pitch instead of 1.5 pitch. Now, even though we checked it with our pitch gauge on our scratch pass, when we lay our pitch gauge on this thing, it picks up, I don't think I can get a good shot of this. I'll put a piece of paper under it. I hold the pitch gauge on the crest of the threads. It's picking up over the length of the pitch gauge, the first, the last, the centre. So with a very light scratch pass, when I did this last night, my old eyes didn't pick it up. So we'll have to go to plan B with these 2 arbors, which is, so plan B with the arbors is to make 2 short series arbors. So we're still going to have enough room for the collet, and still leave a bit of pudding behind it for support. So I think it will still work out okay. We'll still be able to save these 2. So that's the plan. Okay, short series arbor, take 2. Okay. Perfect. Beautiful thread. So this is our short series one, so we'll do the other one like this, and then we'll do the 2 standard length ones. So all going well, we've saved these parts providing everything happens as to plan with the taper for the collet. Out, out. Well, okay, I hope we'll all pick something up out of that one. I mean, my little lathe there, as far as I can recall, pretty well it's the only lathe I've used that sort of hasn't come out of America or British. So the things like the thread charts can be a bit confusing. I have been caught out on this one once before with it, just the way that thread chart's laid out. It could be done a lot better. Actually, it might be a good project one day just to get another chart made up. So at the end of the day, I think we've actually had a bit of a win. So we'll end up with a nice short series arbor. So this will be, of course, the cutter, everything a lot closer up in the quill, as opposed to the standard one I've got in the lathe at the moment. So you can see the difference. Now, what I think, why they're so long, the standard ER40s, I can only think is for the end mills and slot drills that are double-ended ones. They're a lot longer, and so there's a lot more recess room up in the arbor to accommodate that. Now, that's the only thing I can honestly think of is why these are so long. So I don't actually have any of those, so I think this will be fine. So we'll get the rest of these screw cut exactly the same, and next video we will do the tapers for the ER collet and just tidy up a couple of little things on these, and then we're ready for the I keep saying it, the big heat treat. So anyway, take care, thanks for watching, have a laugh, cheers.